Earl, just say your name for me and title.
Earl Conn, Chair, Department of Journalism.
Okay, C-O-N-N.
C-O-N-N.
Okay. Let's talk about journalism at Ball State University.
Okay.
It offers students so many opportunities. Tell us about the program.
Well, we have 884 students in 7 sequences or specialty areas. The newest one is journalism graphics, which is the hot area right now. We could place dozens of graduates in journalism graphics if we had them. They're well-paying jobs. It's the USA Today influence. It's visual reporting. It's page design. It's the whole area of communications graphics. That's our newest sequence, the hottest one, the one that we like to talk about the most, I guess.
What are the others? What are the other opportunities?
The big ones, not only here but across the nation, are public relations and advertising, because in recent years that's where both the jobs and the money have been. The standard is news editorial, many reporting for the newspaper. As a matter of fact, a lot of people assume that we have 884 students in journalism. There are people who assume they're all preparing to be reporters. The fact of the matter is only about 70 are preparing to do that. So that's the news editorial area. Then there's also photojournalism, magazine, secondary education, and I'm probably forgetting one. I draw a blank. I think maybe that's 7.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll fill in the blanks in that. What are the, what's the goal? What's the purpose of the program? The overall scheme of things as you direct this and focus it.
We really have 2 goals, which are not unusual for any academic program, I suppose. For any professional program, that is. We want to graduate people who, to use a cliche of another day, can hit the ground running. Somebody who the first day away from Ball State is ready to go to work effectively for an employer. But equally, with things as they change, we have an assignment to try to prepare people to be ready for a career. And what are the statistics? That people are going to change jobs, if not careers, 4 or 5 times in a lifetime. So our task is really a very challenging one, to educate a person who has to educate a person who has excellent skills, prepared to go to work immediately, but also who has a broad enough background, a broad enough exposure to communications and all that embodies to hopefully carry that person into a career.
This is a real hands-on type of program.
Yeah. We have 140 computers in our department. Most of them many of them spread over 4 classroom labs. Then in our student publications and media, faculty, it's a computer-intensive program. All of that has come in the last 6 or 7 years.
If you balance it out, how much is the whole program? You look at the whole program. How much percentage to theory and how much to practical application?
It's somewhere around half. About half of the time is spent in practical application classes. We're an accredited journalism program, one of 95 in the nation, and that one of the requirements of that is that in hands-on laboratory classes, the ratio of students to instructors cannot exceed 16 to 1. So we have many small classes, hands-on classes in photojournalism, graphics, writing, etc. And then the other classes we have no class larger right now than 75, but so the larger classes, 75, are in theory and law and introductory courses and that sort of thing.
Oh yes, journalism law.
Right.
Right. Tough.
Yeah, still the toughest course probably.
Yeah, Popovich.
Right.
See that? Yes.
Right.
He just really loves that.
Yeah, there's case after case after case, and so journalism law just gets tougher and tougher and tougher as the years go by.
What's in the future?
Well, the future is that communications are merging. We're in the information age. we're at, I think, at the vortex, at the critical mass center of education and employment. Increasingly, what is known on this campus as telecommunications and journalism are coming together. The information and communication sciences master's degree program, it's all merging, and we're well aware of that, and we're trying to do everything we can to give our students the kind of experiences that'll make them highly competitive graduates ready to go to work tomorrow in the workforce that's changing daily. It's a big challenge.
Or to let it evolve in any great extent. They have moved away from the 18, 14, 12 columns per page and gone to, as you can see in that example, something that's a little bit easier to work with, like 6 columns. Okay, so like this particular one, it has 6 equal columns across the page, but it still has the other things that we've looked at that are very traditional as far as identifying. Okay? And this style has stayed with us, and we've identified. That is the one, the second one we wrote down on the board, known as functional. And a man by the name of Edmund, E-D-M-U-N-D, Arnold, pages.
Did you say that one was functional?
This is traditional, very traditional. Now Edmund Arnold is still alive. He wrote newspaper just being a layout process. Now what he did was, he was the first one to really try to take the grid, or the layout structure, 8 equal columns across the page. That's the first thing that he did. One story there that stands out to you at all is that that was the next thing that Edmund Arnold did. He gave some thought to prioritizing the news on a page, package sizes to be a little bit different, so that a reader would see something that's larger and immediately think, wow, this must be more important. Ranking the news, just like when you watch it on television. They lead off with what they think is